Okay, so because we are in December, I am going to be doing my wrap-up of the year videos, favourite books, favourite authors, favourite series, least favourite books, least favourite authors, least favourite series, all that kind of stuff. And so today, I thought I would just, for today, take a break from reading and talk about all of my other favourites. This is my non-bookish faves video, where I have some prompters here, and I'm going to talk to you about all the things that I love that don't have to do with books. So, let's get right into it. Prompt number 1, favourite colour. Well, my favourite colour for 2020 is the colour purple. So I have gone through so many different colours that I love. But certainly the colour that was my favourite in 2020 was purple. I have just become absolutely obsessed with this colour. The next prompt is favourite fruit. And my favourite fruit is banana. It always has been. I guess because it's sweeter than a lot of the other fruits. Prompt number 3, favourite cold drink. And my favourite cold drink of 2020, without a doubt, is vanilla Coke. If I was drinking vanilla Coke right now, I would hold it up to the camera, but just so turns out I'm drinking a hot drink right now. But yeah, whenever I'm in the mood for a cold drink, 9 times out of 10, I will go with vanilla Coke. The next prompt is my favourite hot drink, and I'm currently drinking a Starbucks drink. But Starbucks is not my favourite hot drink. It is the drink that is inside this Starbucks cup that is my favourite, and that is coffee. As a generalization, I love coffee. Something really funny is that my mother does not drink coffee, but her mother has loved coffee for a very long time. And when I finally told my grandmother, who is Dutch, so we call her Oma, when I finally told my Oma that I love coffee, she was so excited that she finally had someone else to talk coffee with and drink coffee with. So it skipped a generation and has come over to me. If I'm making a standard coffee at home, I generally go for the Nescafe Blend 43. But if I'm out and about, I generally speaking would like to get a caramel latte. Prompt number 5 is favourite television show, and there is no way that this is going to last 30 seconds. Currently, I am watching Brothers and Sisters. The basic premise of the show is that we are following in the first episode, we have a mother and a father and their 5 children. And by the end of the first or the second episode, so it's really not a spoiler for the whole series, the father ends up having a heart attack and dying. Once he dies, we find out that the husband had cheated on the wife with another woman, and that woman ended up having a child, and so it seems like we have another member of the family. Every single episode, there's always drama that's going on with at least one of the kids, but most of the time, all of the kids have their own drama that's going on, and they're all gossiping to each other about it. It is a very homely, warm, soulful kind of show. Devious Maids. I love this show so much. The basic premise of this show is that we are following 4 separate maids, and we are seeing things from their perspective. These are maids that work for their employers in Beverly Hills, and one of the maids is a woman who is going undercover. Her name is Marisol. She is actually a very well-educated professor, and she's going undercover as a maid to work out who killed another maid. So in the very first episode, right at the beginning, like the first 5 minutes, there is a maid that is murdered in one of the rich people's homes, and the person that is taken in as the person that everyone suspects killed her is actually the son of the woman who goes undercover, because she fully believes her son did not do this, and she's trying to investigate while being undercover who actually committed the murder. Fort Land, something like that, Salem, which is a show that my sister introduced me to, and my sister, you guys, has a really good track record. She's always had a great track record of providing shows for me. She had been wanting me to watch Fort Land, Salem for so long, and she kept bugging me about it, and I'm so glad she did. The premise of this show is that it revolves around a group of women with special magical abilities who come together to join an army, And what makes this show really special also in this dystopian world, it's kind of like a fantasy dystopian, both in one because there is a magic system involved, is that the women are taking on this stereotypical male role. In the army, there is not one male that is a part of the army, and yet the men are doing what the stereotypical women role would be, like they're the ones who are caring for the children. And the next prompt is favorite movie, and I don't even need to think about this one. I haven't written answers for any of these, but with movie, boom, I can just tell you like that. It is Mrs. Doubtfire, starring Robin Williams and Sally Fields. This is, oh my gosh, I love this so much, and Robin Williams, may he rest in peace. The first time I watched this film, I could not stop laughing throughout the whole film, and every time I've seen it since, I've just grown to love it more and more and more. As an elderly woman, hello, and I'm calling about the ad I read in the paper. My name? I thought I gave it to you, dear. And the mum's like, no, you didn't. And quickly, Daniel's looking at these newspapers that are on his bed, and he quickly moves one aside and looks at an article headline that says, "Police doubt fire was accidental." And he goes, "Doubtfire." And the mother says, "What?" And she goes, "Doubtfire, dear? Mrs. Doubtfire." This film is so good. And the next prompt is favorite sport. And again, I don't have to think about this. One sport that I am obsessed with is tennis. I love tennis. Oh my goodness. A level of obsession with specifically the WTA Tour. So the WTA Tour is the Women's Tennis Association. There are times where I'll watch men's matches. I'm sure you guys have heard of the likes of Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Andy Murray, Novak Djokovic. But generally speaking, I don't watch a lot of the men's matches. They go on way, way too long. But with women's tennis, I am a massive fan and have followed the likes of Maria Sharapova, who, funny enough, being a book channel, funny enough, I have Maria Sharapova's autobiography here. So Maria Sharapova, Serena Williams, Venus Williams, Daniela Huntakova was a huge favorite of mine, Yelena Dokic, Victoria Azarenka, Caroline Wozniacki, Agnieszka Radwanska. You can tell, even with all these names, there were times where I played it socially. Then I went on and joined Tennis Australia, and I became a tennis court supervisor, which was the role that I had was I was part of the junior tour, not playing but supervising. My job will be to travel from court to court to make sure that everything was going right, and if ever there was a problem, I would be the one they would call onto the court to handle disputes that were going on. So I really enjoyed that. There is next to never a time where I don't know what's going on, or who's ranked in the top 10, or what tournament's being played at that time, on what surface, in what area, in what country. You know, I love tennis. The next prompt is favorite genre of music. And a number of years ago, a friend of mine introduced me to a genre of music which I have found it extremely hard for any other genre to topple, and that genre is symphonic metal. Now, symphonic metal, to put it simply, is imagine going to a heavy metal concert where you have more than just drums and electric guitar and bass. You have those as a bass standard, but you also have all the other instruments you can have in an orchestra. And I'm now going to move on to the next prompt because it follows on from what I've just been saying. Because that next prompt is favorite band or solo artist. And for both of these, my answer is the Finnish band Nightwish. And when I mean Finnish, I mean from Finland. So Nightwish are a symphonic metal band. They were the first symphonic metal band that I was introduced to. And Tomas, who is the man who writes all the music, does a masterful job. I highly implore you, if you are an eclectic lover and appreciator of music, I highly recommend that you listen to a song called Ghost Love Score, Floor Janssen version, even better. What makes this symphonic metal genre even better of an experience for me is that not only do we have the bass metal instruments, also the orchestral instruments coming in together, but the singing that comes from the female vocalist. Floor was mainly classical music / opera music. So here we have the rawness of heavy metal instruments plus orchestral instruments clashing together in a beautiful way with the vocals of classic/opera singing. You guys have to watch this. It is so good. It is so good. And Floor Jansen is without a doubt my favorite artist. Oh my gosh. My next prompt, which is favorite game. Now, I would not consider myself a gamer in the stereotypical sense. I'm not someone who is part of a gaming community. I'm not someone who plays like video games with other people. But I am someone who does love games, Monopoly being one of them. Trouble is another one, but I don't know if it has a different name in America, but I'll be putting pictures up so you'll see what I mean. Uno is a massive one, and Cluedo was a big one that I played with my sister. Moving on to video games, there are a couple of video games that I have played this year that I absolutely love. Virtua Tennis 4, Tennis Elbow. Peggle is a game. I mean, I'm smiling for a reason here. Peggle. Ding, 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 ding. And it's fun. And the final game, Sims 4. Sims 4 is a game that I have loved. I cannot tell you for how long. I really enjoy it. I have a lot of fun with Sims, and yeah, so I want to talk about that one. Oh, I do want to quickly point out one quick thing that is something that I do when I'm not reading. As I crochet, I specifically, can you see me? Yeah, I specifically put this up so that you could see it. It wasn't up prior to today. This is a Christmas crochet blanket that I was working on. And yeah, it's just, this is, I love crocheting. It's something that my mother used to do when my sister and I were younger. And sometimes even if I'm listening to an audiobook rather than reading the physical copy, and if I'm not reading along with it, I will crochet a blanket while I'm doing it. So there you go. There's that added on as well. All right, I think we're done. We're going to leave that there. Letting you guys go with peace, blessings, and so much love. I post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday for now. And I'll see you again soon. Mwah. Thank you so much for watching, and happy reading.